Hey. Yes, welcome back to my channel. My name is Samuel Tiamiyu, popularly known as the first class property lawyer. Do you know what I just did? Leg over. Now, as a matter of fact, I used to like football when I was young, and in fact I almost failed WAEC because of the love of football. Now, this is a land. This land is appreciating every day. You know that your land can actually appreciate. Land appreciates every day. The land you bought today will be worth more in the nearest future. But as much as land can give you the best of investment, in fact, especially when it comes to land banking, and I want you to watch out for my video on land banking, because there's a lot of money you can make from doing land banking, but a lot of people don't know how best to do it, and I'll be sharing with you what are the steps you need to take in order to do land banking the right way. But I want to discuss something today, which is me talking about land documents in Nigeria. The problem with buying land is not land. In fact, the problem is not even Omonile that is taking your land. The problem is you that has not done the right documentation. In fact, a lot of people don't even know what to do when it comes to documents. So I'll be sharing with you the kind of documents you need in order to secure your land in Nigeria. Yes, if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly go subscribe, turn on the notification button so that you can always get notified when I release new content. So the first land document I'll be talking about is called purchase receipt, and that's what a lot of people know. A lot of people buy land, especially from Omonile, and they only have just the purchase receipt. That's not good enough, because tomorrow Omonile can come up and they say, okay, we received money from you in 2010. Maybe the land is now worth 10 million. Maybe at the time you bought it, it was around, let's say, 7 to 6 million naira. After like 2 years or 3 years, they might tell you, okay, I'm not selling this land to you again, and they will take you to another location in the bush. So what do? You can't do anything to them, because they only collected money from you. They did not transfer the land to you. That's the problem with purchase receipt. Purchase receipt only evidences the fact that I collected money from you. Did I transfer land to you? No. There's no evidence to show that I actually transferred my land to you. So purchase receipt is not good enough. Yes, it's good to show that money was collected from you, but it is not good enough to show that the land has been transferred to you. And let me also say this, as a lawyer, I want to tell you that there are different ways by which you can enter into an agreement with somebody. So you can do an oral agreement where you just say, okay, I want you to do this for me, and the person agrees to do that for you. Then it can also be in form of in writing. So you put it in writing that, okay, this is what we're going to do. This agreement, like a partnership agreement, is in writing. Then another one is called deed. That is a formal agreement. So the next thing I'll be talking about is called deed of assignment. Perhaps you've heard deed of assignment. What does it mean? A deed of assignment is a formal agreement. It is a standard agreement recognized by the law to transfer a land from the seller to the buyer. And usually in Nigeria, if you have not watched my video on the land titles in Nigeria, please go and watch that video, because what I'm about to say now will make more sense if you have watched that video. Because in that video I discussed land titles, and when I discussed that land title, I was able to give you certain tips, especially when it comes to government owning the land. So in Nigeria, what we use is called the assignor and the assignee. So it's not even that the seller and the buyer, or I've seen some agreements where people say purchaser and vendor. No, that's not what you ought to use in a deed of assignment. You can use that in a contract of sale, but not in a deed of assignment. So in a deed of assignment, I'm enjoying myself, by the way. This is good. In fact, real estate is very good, because you enjoy nature. You know, you are the owner of the land. You can do what you want to do on the land, especially when the government has approved it for that particular purpose. So real estate is just sweet, and then your land is appreciating. You are enjoying nature, your land is appreciating, a lot of things are happening around you, developments are going on, and then your land is appreciating. Imagine a land that was selling for around 1.5 million naira 5 years ago is now selling for 15 million naira. Imagine. See the increase. You know, what kind of investment can you do that will give you that kind of increase? And of course, real estate is not even a high risk investment. real estate is a low risk investment because, especially in Nigeria, it will keep appreciating. So what am I talking about? Deed of assignment is a formal document that shows that something has been transferred to you. Deed is the document. Assignment in that part in the word means transfer. The meaning of assignment in law is transfer. Now, when you do a deed of assignment, it simply means document of transfer, right? Have you heard that before? This is the property lawyer talking to you. Yeah, so you need to keep watching. So, deed of transfer, deed of assignment. Yes, I want to also tell you that you should watch this video till the end because I'll be sharing important tips, as to how do you secure your land. How do you secure your land properly when it comes to land buying in Nigeria? Now, let me continue with this. For deed of assignment, I already told you is deed of transfer. Deed of transfer. Deed of transfer. That means you're transferring the land from the assignee to the assignor. Remember, I told you that all land belongs to the government, so you cannot be saying seller and purchaser. No. When it comes to deed of assignment, we talk about assignee and assignor. That means you are assigning your right to another person, not ownership, because you are not the owner of the land. The land belongs to the government. So you are simply assigning your land to another person. That means the right you have to use to occupy that particular land, you are assigning it to another person. That's what deed of assignment does. And then it gives that person the right to now occupy that particular area of land. So if you have not gotten your deed of assignment, make sure you get your deed of assignment today. Get a lawyer to draft your deed of assignment for you. Get a professional to do. In fact, it's only a lawyer that can draft a deed of assignment for you. So you need to do that because the receipt only shows that they've collected money from you. The deed of assignment shows that they've transferred the land to you. Which one do you like? The best is a deed of assignment, because when you get to court and you present the deed of assignment, the court sees that you had an agreement with the person that is going to transfer the land to you. So you need to get your deed of assignment as soon as possible. Make sure you do that. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is contract of sale. For a lot of people, and I say this often, that you don't wait to buy real estate because you don't wait until you get all the money. But then, while you are doing it in installments, you need to also protect yourself within the ambit of the law. And what do? When you buy a piece of land and you are paying in installments, what you need to do is to draft a contract of sale. Get a professional to draft a contract of sale for you. And then the contract of sale will evidence the fact that we had an agreement to with you to sell a particular land to you. And of course, you have paid this particular amount of money as the initial payment, and you are supposed to finish paying within this number of months, and you finish paying at this so months. That is good. It evidences the fact that we had an agreement, we had a contractual relationship. That is what the court will listen to. The court will not listen to cock and bull story that, oh, I went to him, he said I should pay this and pay that. Where is the document to show all of that? See, don't ever enter into a contract or an agreement with somebody with word of mouth. Word of mouth can change. People change. Oh. They'll just keep telling you, oh, we never had that agreement. I've seen a number of things like that. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to enter into an agreement where you just say with word of mouth. Papers don't lie, documents don't lie. So you need to put it in the document to show that, yes, I want to buy this land located in this particular location, and I'll be paying this particular amount of money. In fact, if you don't have a contract of sale, the person can come up and say, oh, I wanted to sell it for 1.5, but now I'm not selling for 1.5 again. I'm now selling it for 2 million naira. What will you do? Because you started paying. So you'll be stuck and you have to keep paying and then buy it at an higher rate. So what you need to do is to put it in writing. Once a lawyer drafts a contract of sale for you, it binds it between you and the person. Another advantage of contract of sale is that if Mr. Chukuma, it seems I like this Mr. Chukuma a lot. I usually use Mr. Chukuma in my videos. If Mr. Chukuma dies, what happens? You can go ahead and sue the family to get the land. Isn't that beautiful? But if Mr. Chukuma dies and he has collected money from you to do investments like Sabinus, what happens is that you cannot get that land. You cannot get it. You cannot get. And land is beautiful. You can see Green everywhere, beautiful. Land is beautiful, it keeps appreciating, and when development comes to that area, you have already started paying something, and then the person says no, I'm not selling again. What do you do? So you need to secure it by a contract of sale. Contract of what? Sale. By the way, I want to appreciate you for watching this video to this point, and I want to tell you that you should keep watching, because I'll be sharing an important tip when it comes to buying land. So keep watching, because I'll be sharing an important tip when it comes to having your deed of assignment. There's a very important thing that you need to put there. So watch this video till the end while I share that with you. The next thing I want to talk about is called survey plan. Now, I've written a number of articles, and I want you to go and check our page, Posh City Luxury Properties, on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. You can like the page, follow the, because I release also very important content for you to safeguard yourself when it comes to real estate. Like I usually say, real estate is not the problem. You or proper guidance is the problem. You can make a lot of money. Real estate can change your life. It can change your fortune. It can change your family life and family finance. You know, just by keying into real estate the proper way. That's just what you need. Proper guidance, and you are okay. Now, when it comes to survey plan, I wrote an article on the two things that you don't own this land until you have these documents. The fact is that you are not the owner of a land until you have deed of assignment and a survey plan. What is the importance of survey plan? Survey plan shows the particular area of land that has been given to you. Deed of assignment shows that it has been transferred to you. Purchase receipt shows that they've collected money from you. Deed of assignment shows that it has been transferred to you. And survey plan shows the area that has been transferred. Remember, imagine Lagos is big, and then you said, okay, you bought a land in Lagos. The question is, where did you buy? On the map of Lagos, where can we say your own coordinates or your BK number is? So you will need to be able to tell us with your survey plan that, okay, from these four corners, belong to me. So survey plan shows all of that. And be very careful. When you give you a survey plan that is showing provisional copy, that's not what you need to lodge. And when you get a survey plan also, in fact, let me also give you this important tip. I'll share the other one when I finish this video. When you get a survey plan, you want to buy a land and they show you a survey plan, what you need to do is to take the coordinates, go to the land registry, go to the Surveyor General's office and check. When you check, they will tell you whether the land is under government acquisition or it is a free land. If it's not a free land, then you need to be very careful. You can't buy it. If it's under government acquisition, check my video on land titles in Nigeria. I have explained a lot of things about that. So if it's under government acquisition, then you cannot buy it, especially if it's a committed acquisition, because it becomes worthless to you. What if the government comes 20 years later and then they take it from you? So please be very, very careful. So the survey plan will show you the area of land. Now that area of land means that part belongs to you, and in the deed of assignment too, you can put it there to show that, okay, this land has been transferred from Mr. Chukuma to Mr. Sabinus, from Mr. Chukuma to Mr. Chuku, to show that yes, the survey plan shows the area that has been transferred to you. Thank you. Thumbs up to you if you are still watching this video. I want you to watch to the end as I share with you my important tip about the thing you need to put in your deed of assignment. Very important. Just one thing. There are other things, but there's very, very important thing that must be there so as to show a good title. Now, the next thing I want to be talking about is not so common, but as a first-class property lawyer, I can share this with you. Now, that is called probate or letter of administration. Mr. Chukuma is dead. You, Mr. Chuku, wants to buy the land of Mr. Chukuma from his children. What are the documents you need to ask for? I ask you this question. On the land documents, it is Mr. Chukuma's name that is there. Mr. Chukuma's child, Ebuka, wants to sell to you. Now, Mr. Chuku, what are the things you need to ask for when you want to buy from Ebuka, the son of Mr. Chukuma that is dead? Is it just deed of assignment showing the name of Mr. Chukwuma? Because Mr. Chukwuma is dead. What would you ask for? Put your answer in the comment section, even though you are going to watch the answer, but I want you to, what would you have said if I did not tell you the answer? So put it in the comment section. And by the way, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also share it with people, because this is a property varsity. I'm a property lawyer, and I've had experience. I've seen a number of clients, come to me, ask different questions, and I see that there's a need for me to educate people, and that is why this channel is here. This channel is for you. It's still free. To get to a point that it will no longer be free. So get the best of this channel now that it is still free. Now, as I move on and I answer that question, you want to buy the land from Ebuka, Mr. Chukwuma's son. Mr. Chukwuma is dead. What document will you ask for? You should ask for the probate document or the letter of administration document. What do they mean? Now, Mr. Chukwuma is dead. If Mr. Chukwuma left a will, what Ebuka will do is to go and get what we call probate. Now, probate is a document that is given to you in court to show that Mr. Chukwuma left a will and he said Ebuka will own the land in VI, in Ikoyi, in VGC, a plot of land and all of that, and then that is the land you want to buy. So the probate will show that the land has now been transferred to Ebuka. Maybe Ebuka is now the executor of that particular land, which is good. But imagine buying that land without that kind of document. Who did you buy from? Can you buy from a dead person? Don't be stupid. You cannot buy from a dead person. So who do you now say? What is the connection between Mr. Ebuka and the land? Because on the deed of assignment, it's showing that Mr. Chukwuma bought it. What's the connection between Mr. Ebuka? What's the document showing the connection between Mr. Ebuka and Mr. Chukwuma? There's no connection. That is why you need a probate. A probate will show that Mr. Chukwuma was the owner, but by virtue of his will, it transferred to Mr. Ebuka. Now, Ebuka is now selling to you, Mr. Chukwu, which is fine. But if there's no connection, how do you link it? How are you able to say, okay, Mr. Chukwuma bought, and by virtue of probate, and there's nothing you can do? So if you get to court, and then they say, okay, who did you buy land for? There will be a problem. So please, you need to check. If you are buying a land from whose owner is deceased, you need to ask for probate. Now, what if Mr. Chukwuma did not leave a will? What happens? If Mr. Chukwuma did not letter of administration means that Mr. Chukwuma did not leave a will. So Mr. Chukwuma died without leaving a will, and that's another thing I want to, please leave a will. I beg you, leave a will. So if you have a letter of administration, will show that, and just like I said, yes, you need to have a will. If you don't have a will, you put your family in a lot of troubles, and people will begin to fight over properties. Here I'm the this one, I'm the down. No, you need to just ease them of that stress by writing a will and apportion your properties to different people. It saves them a lot of stress. Now, if you did not leave a will, Mr. Chukwuma did not leave a will, he died without leaving a will, what do you do? And you want to buy from Ebuka, what you need to ask from Ebuka is what we call a letter of administration. That letter shows that, the document of letter of administration shows that the land has been, Ebuka has applied that the land should be given to him, and he has gone through all the procedures. Usually, I'm going to do another video on writing a will, letter of administration, planning your estate. How do you plan your estate? When it comes to real estate, when it comes to law, your estate is all your properties. Now, how do you plan your estate? I'm going to be doing a video on that, so please make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so that you can always get notified when I release new content. Are you enjoying this video? If you are enjoying it, please put your comment down below and encourage me. That is now the owner of that particular property, so you can now buy from Ebuka. Now there's a trace of history from Ebuka he got it by way of letter of administration, then to Mr. Chukwuma, who bought it from another person, like that. So it's very, very important to land when you are buying land in Nigeria. Another thing I want to talk about is, especially when you are buying a land that has court judgment, the document you need to ask for is what? A court ruling or a court judgment. And like I shared in that video, please go and watch that video on land titles. You need to watch that video because I broke it down into simple terms as to how land titles started in Nigeria and what are the different land titles. Very explanatory. You need to check that video and make sure you share it to other people too, so that they can be educated on this. Now, when it comes to court judgment, you need to ask for the ruling or the judgment of the court. And this is very, very important because that is the document that shows that Mr. Chukwuma got a judgment after suing Mr. Ebuka and Mr. Chukwuka, and then he was able to fight until he got to Supreme Court, and then he got judgment, and then now the court has said the land belongs to Mr. Chukwuma. Mr. Chukwuma has a lot of land, though, I'm telling you. So that is very good. So if you are buying from Mr. Chukwuma, then you just ask him where is the judgment of the court. So you need to go to court to get what we call the certified true copy. So even if Mr. Chukwuma shows you something, you need to go to court and do your own due diligence, or ask a lawyer to do that for you. What you'll be asking for is the names of the parties and the suit number. The suit number will guide you as to how to search for that particular case, and if you are able to get that particular case, they will show you that, okay, this judgment, there's a particular judgment on this case and this is the ruling. So all those things are very important. So number one, let me go over this again. Let me just do a summary. If you are buying a land from an individual directly or from Omonile, what you need is, in fact, let me also say this before I finish. If you are buying from Omonile, please be very, very careful. You don't buy from Omonile and then the only document in your deed of assignment is only one person that is there. That's wrong. So if you are buying from Omonile, make sure it's not just the family heir that is signing for you. When it comes to property law in Nigeria, the head of the family has to sign that they are assigning the property to you. Then the other person that needs to sign is called the principal member. So the family heir alone does not have the authority to sell to you. Also, the principal member alone does not have the authority to sell to you. So usually when I draft deed of assignment for clients, I usually ask them for the name of the family head and the name of the secretary, who can be attributed to be the principal member. Those two people are very important. If only the family head signs for you, it is defective. It is there's what we call it. We call it voidable title. It can still become void. So you don't just rely on that. So don't rely on the signature of the family head alone. You need to also check for the signature of a principal member who can be the secretary of that particular family. So this is very important when you are buying from Omonile. I know you've been able to watch this, and so I'm going to share with you that important tip. Now, if you are buying land, especially in your document of transfer, which is your deed of assignment that I've mentioned before, make sure there is the history of how the land was transferred from one person to another. This is very, very important. You don't just say Mr. Chukwuma is selling to me, but I bought from Mr. Chukwuma, that's all. No. And that's why you need a lawyer. I've seen Nigerians are funny. You don't draft deed of assignment by yourself. It's only a lawyer that can do that under the law. Now, the thing is, when you have a deed of assignment, you should show the history of the land from this also family to so person to so person until it gets to you. And there should be a good root of title. Like a good root of title will be a certificate of occupancy. You need to get that. If there's no good root of title, so if you are buying land, sometimes I ask clients, okay, give me this information, the history of the land. They will say, I don't know the history of the land. The history of the land is very important because when you get to the land registry, you cannot get a C of O without the history of the land. Why? Because they will trace the history. They want to know, how did you get it? So they will trace the history from the person who sold to you to the other person who sold. So there must be a nexus. Nexus means there must be, you know, an agreement. There must be a connection between who you bought from, that bought from another person, that bought from another person, until it gets to the root of title. Just like a tree has a root, and then it has branches. Let's say you are the branches, or you are a particular branch, but there is a root. There is a root of title. Make sure you get that root of title, and so you are able to also link your own title to the root of title, which is very, very important. So the branches are the people who bought. The root of title is very important. So all of these things I've shared with you. So you need to encourage me by subscribing to this channel and also liking this video, and put in the comment below what you want me to share further. If you don't understand anything, just ask me. First class property lawyer, what can I do in this kind of situation? And if you want me to do any video, please just put it in the comment section. I'll be ready to do that. My name is Samuel Tiamiyu, popularly known as the First Class Property Lawyer. So subscribe to this channel and keep watching. This is Property Varsity, brought to you by Posh City Luxury Properties Limited. It's a real estate company that helps you make, multiply and manage money through real estate. So you want to go and follow all our pages on all social media, on Facebook, on Instagram and on LinkedIn. We are there to help you get the best out of your real estate investment. So we are here for you, we are here for you, we are here for you, we are here for you. Thank you very much.